Trying to get this thing to work, y'all. Preview. Okay. Okay. Got it. Uh. Okay. Okay. What is it doing? Okay, everyone. Everyone. Hello. 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 I've had to restart this thing again in Riverside Studio, and I want to welcome you to my announcement that I'm back. If you notice, the new direction for this channel will be Founders Paradise. And the goal is going to be more business oriented. How to build a lifestyle as as a technologist. For you to understand, I have 40 years in technology, strategy, marketing, and IT. I've worked for some of the biggest corporations in America: McDonald's, Burger King, Information Resources, Lynn Waldock, and all kinds of industries in Chicago. When I came here, the whole intent was to rebuild my personal brand from the Philippines. If you click the link in the About section, it will take you to LinkedIn and you will see my credentials. The whole purpose of this thing is to build a brand in public. AI is, um, let's see what this thing is going to do. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm still having to figure this thing out. Hello, everyone. My name is Charles. I want to welcome you to my channel, Paradise. I'm back. I'm back bigger, bolder, and better. I'm back. I want to welcome you, anyone that's going to join to see this in the future. Builder's Paradise is going to be a rebrand of my YouTube channel. When I came here to the Philippines, the whole goal was to build a business in the Asian Pacific. That was the goal, to build it live, build it in public. I've gone through several carnations of this, incantations of this channel. The first one was the God Principles, then it was Charles living in the Philippines, and now I have settled on Founders Paradise. Because I've noticed that the communities, the YouTubers are presenting topics they don't have no experience in. They're just giving their opinion and trying to sell you something. I'm going to give you my experience of what's really happening over the last year. I was, I, wait a minute. Dana can't hear you. You can't hear me, Dana? Let's see. Let's see if we can fix that, Dana. It's not, all right. Thank you, Dana, for bringing that up. Let's see if we can do that. You can't hear. Hmm. So what is that? Thank you for doing that, Dana. Now I got to try to figure out. I don't want to mute. Wait a minute. Let's see. Let me see. It's all the way turned up. Select. Can you hear me now? Dana, can you hear me now? Wait a minute. Hmm. Let me see. What is this? Testing, testing. One, two, three. Dana, you can't hear me. Wow. I don't like this. Can you hear me now? Can you? Ooh, that's loud. Can you hear me now? Dana, please come back. Well, anyway, if you can't hear me now, you will be able to see the live replay with closed captioning. Um, this is just to let you know that, let's see what else is telling me. 5 views in the last minute. Shorts. Wow, that's my channel stuff. Okay. Dana, we'll have to pick this up at a. Okay, wait a minute. I see something here. What is that? I don't know what to tell you about this. I really don't. It's streaming. Um, Riverside Studio is going. And I've been going for 10 minutes. Well, anyway, We'll have to follow up on the tech issues for this. I'm going to continue to do this on a weekly basis. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the video. I'll try to address these tech issues and see if we can get this working right. My name is Charles. I want to welcome Dana for joining me. Sorry it didn't work out. However, I do have a live replay coming up so you'll be able to hear the whole session. Okay. What is this telling me? Why is this thing buzzing? Wow, I'm breathing hard. I don't like that. I gotta turn the sound. Two watching now. The two people watching, this is what I want you to do. Enter something in the chat so I know who you are. What the heck is this? Ooh. Wow. Who's watching? Well, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this live stream. And we'll follow up with this at another time. Somebody's live. There's two. Who are you? Who are you? Oh, it's William. Hey, William. Finally got the right screen. Uh, can you hear me? William, can you hear me? Cool. Right on, William. Way to come through, buddy. Love it. Love it. Um, that's my buddy William, living in the Philippines. Um, I'm restarting my channel, but it's going to be called Founders Paradise. Right now, it's saying Charles K. Davis Healing Mindset and Recovery, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be building in public. It's going to cover three areas: living in the Philippines, healing in the Philippines, and building a business in the Philippines. See, my real background is in building brands, strategy, marketing, and technology. And that living in the Philippines niche didn't fit me. It's too boring. You have to make the same stuff over and over and over again. I can't do that one. No, 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 no. What I find more interesting is building a business from the Philippines that touches the Philippines, the Asian Pacific, Australia, and the United States. And so I built the platform. That's what I'm going to be building in public using AI in order to build products, give services, and also, William, I have discovered something that's really, really important. We come from a hyper vigilant environment. And because we've been living in that hyper vigilant mode for decades, we have to detox from it. And you and I talked about this, that men come over here, the first thing they want to do is grab a relationship, not realizing they have to have time to heal. Well, new chat message. Okay, I see something. Where? New chat message. Okay, whatever. Whatever. So anyway, and we're seeing that expats are picking up relationships, not realizing that we come here emotionally damaged. And as you may be aware, that I have been in isolation for a year going through Jungian recovery. This is a very individual approach because it's based on my personality type. It's based on the fact that my mom died at the age of 4. That means there are certain personality skills that I did not develop when I was growing up. And we're seeing the same thing here. That's why these guys get taken, because they don't know that their subconscious mind is running the show. Yep. In my case, there are signals. Part of our communication style is subconscious, like reading body language, emotional intelligence. And we develop that subconsciously from our relationship with our mother. I didn't have one. And what has happened is when I came into treatment, they told me that I was naive, but it comes from my upbringing. I was not raised by my maternal mother. I was raised by matriarchs who had no nurturing ability whatsoever because they didn't have no children. So that has caused me problems in my personal relationships with women. And I spotted that in my first marriage. And so I said, no, there's something wrong with me, so I better not get too deep into that. I stepped away from relationships with women. I had a girlfriend, but I'm not marrying them. No, because they don't make sense to me. Because I don't have the, what was the term? I can't read body language. That's how it hurt me. So I've had to study that. But then now that I've gone through the individuation process, um, I now am coming out of it, and I have discovered that I was designed this way for a purpose, a particular purpose. My INTJ personality type makes me very good at certain things. It's like only 13% of the whole population on the planet um, have my skill set. I'm an adventure type. You know, I adopted personal computers before they were personal computers. I've been in technology before the internet was even introduced to the business community. I helped build it and introduce it in corporations in Chicago. That's how far back my technical skills go. But now I've built a SaaS platform that I'm introducing this month. This month, I will be celebrating 11 years clean from drugs and alcohol. But here's the thing, I have been broken personality wise since I was 4. So that means that from the age of 4 to 62, when I went into recovery, I've had to deal with that issue. And the medical community had no solutions. And even worse, about 30 years ago, the medical community discovered that children that had gone through those traumas, those unhealed traumas, because I was sent into a state of shock, it has imprinted on my nervous system, which means that my emotional regulation skills, it's called the amygdala, is all hyper. I'm always in a hyper vigilant state because I have a sensitive nervous system. So I've had to learn how to cope with that, and I'm doing really well because now that I understand myself, I've gone through the shadow processes, the places where I was victimized and didn't have healthy boundaries because I couldn't protect myself as a child. I went through a dysfunctional upbringing. I now can put all that into place and continue on with what I got to do now. Because now all of my skill set is coming into play. I'm a whole person now. And I'm operating from my spiritual platform of God will bring me what I need. And you and I, William, both know that that's true. And I'm going through that now. Um, I've been led through the Jungian process, and there he had a book called the Red Book, where he had documented that these dreams that we have, that I have coming up out of my subconscious mind just as I wake up, are directions. And so I've got a whole booklet of dreams that I've had. The last dream I had when I woke up was me standing on the porch at 31st and Calumet, where I was raised. And I looked over the side rail and I saw my Auntie Cora throwing away stereo and all my equipment and stuff. And when I did the analysis on the dream, it was saying, it's starting to tell me it is time that all that garbage has been, I call it a spiritual excavation, has been completed. And then I had a series of dreams. I'm going deeper on this because William, you're here. You might understand some of this. It was a series of dreams. That was 3120 Calumet. Those numbers had meaning. Auntie Cora was the surrogate mother. That was the place where the death of my mom occurred. The next dream was at 8817 South Normal, and I opened the door, and there was this person standing there, and it asked me this question: are you drinking? I said no. It said, are you using drugs? I said no. And then it said, I've come here to give you peace. These are my dreams. These are my dreams. And I'm like, wow, I've been working on this. The next dream, William, the next dream, check this out. I was in the backyard, and my brother said, go check out his car. And I got in the car, and I was sitting in the car, and I looked over in the dashboard, and there were these purple, how can I put it, price tags. You know how they put the price of the car in the window? It was purple with black writing, and there was a bunch of them where the prices were changing. You know, I went through them. Next thing I know, um, somebody a tow truck picked up the car and was driving off with me in it. And it was telling me how my childhood was hijacked because I grew up in a dysfunctional home, and I was not allowed to have a normal childhood. And it was time to let that stuff go. Because I mean, I've had a bunch of these dreams for a whole year with him, a whole year of these dreams. They have themes to them. And I'm going to cover that on my other YouTube channel, The Real Charles K. Davis, because what I've discovered is that we live in a hyper-vigilant environment, and because I was a corporate firefighter, the burnout that I experienced at age 40 was because of that hypervigilance that I had been living since I was 28. And so that's going up on my business community. But anyway, I want to thank you, William, for showing up. Hopefully Dana will come back. You'll see her. Dana's from the recovery community in the States. And click like and click share. And stay tuned. Who's three? Who done showed up now? I see 3 people up here. Who are you? I see it's telling me that, oh, it was 2. Now it went back to 3. Okay. Well, anyway, I got to go. I got to go. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to sign off now. And what's going to happen is, I've been on here 30 minutes. Well, what's going to happen is, I'm going to repost this as so that you can watch it live again, watch the replay.